What are you living for? When we ask that question, we may discover there are many things for which we are living and spending our lives that don't really matter. The Bible describes this type of behavior as idolatry. Idolatry is when you trust something or someone to give you happiness, to give you security, to give you comfort or acceptance. When you trust something to give you an identity other than God Himself. The Apostle Paul in Romans 1 explains idolatry very clearly when he says, "For although they knew God, they did not honor Him as God or give thanks to Him, but they became futile in their thinking, and their foolish hearts were darkened, because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie, and worshipped and served the created thing rather than the Creator." You see, that's the essence of idolatry. When we worship and serve, when we love created things rather than the Creator. So the original question was, what are you living for? Are you living for success? Are you living for sex? Are you living for money? We must ask this question, what are we living for? Because it gets at the core question of what makes us happy. Where do we find comfort? Where do we find acceptance or identity? Because in essence, we are exchanging the truth about God for a lie, and we're worshiping and serving created things rather than the Creator. And the second question that we'll ask is, how's that going for you? Have you found in your life that you are dissatisfied? Have you found that there is a temporary security that you have? A temporary happiness? Temporarily you are accepted? Well, what happens to your identity if someone does what you do better than you? Do you find yourself frustrated? You see, the things in this world which are temporary, which are created, can never truly give us what our hearts desire. Our hearts have this desire on them because they were given this desire by God Himself. Unfortunately, sin has blinded us, and we are willing to exchange the truth about God for a lie. We are willing to serve created things, as if these created things will give us what we truly look for. Jesus came to reverse the work of the first man, of Adam. And in Christ Jesus, we have rest. In Christ Jesus, we have security and comfort and acceptance and approval and a brand new identity. In Jesus Christ, we have righteousness. You see, God made Him who knew no sin to be sin for us, so that in Him we might become the righteousness of God. It's the very thing that our hearts look for in created things. God has given us in Christ Jesus. Why don't you turn to Christ? Look at Christ, investigate Christ, and find in Him what you're truly looking for.